Hello viewer, this is News in a Week Review here in our studio on GTV Africa. I am Mojone Samson. On News in the Week Review, unconfirmed 500 inmates has escaped during a jailbreak that happened in Kuje prison in Abuja on 5th July 2022. Report says during the gun battle, unspecified number of inmates, attackers and a civil defense officer lost their life to gunshots sustained. FCT Minister, who visited the scene on 6th July 2022 said some inmates were recaptured while arrest and investigation is ongoing to recapture those that escaped and bring the perpetrators to law. In the same vein, Senate President Ahmed Lawal said the attack on Kuje Medium Security Custodian Center by terrorists on 5th July 2022 has shown failure of the country's security architecture. Join me to watch what really happened at the scene of Kuje prison attack by terrorists and also hear what the Senate President revealed about the attack on Kuje prison.
Keep going. Low as getting CCTV. This place shouldn't suffer from that. Definitely. This is supposed to be a top-notch facility. And therefore, there was no way you could detect anybody but 300 people or so to track. That also tells us a lot. That nobody saw them come in here. There was no previous information or intelligence for you here to know that something like that will happen, or that the response was not timely, or maybe they were overwhelmed. So there are a lot of things really. And this attack here is not only a jailbreak, it's showing the problems associated with our security system in the country. Because for about 300 people to trek to this facility, come and do this kind of operation, and go away, and out of the 300, maybe 4 were taken out, says a lot about what our security situation is. So if this is what it is in the FCT, in other areas far away from the center of government will be worse. Yes. That's the possibility. And we cannot afford to have criminals taking over our facilities and discharging their colleagues and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, that complicates further the security situation that we are in already.
On another development, Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) in a press conference held on 7th July 2022 has expressed displeasure on the ongoing security challenges in the country, stating Nigerians are no longer sure where it's safe anymore. NUJ's President Comrade Chris, however, called on the federal government to address the issues of insecurity and other social problems facing the country, as it is affecting the sanity of the nation. Joining with me again to watch NUJ's president as he unveils NUJ's thought on security state of the country.
My very dear colleagues, let me sincerely welcome you all to this media conference. The national leadership of our noble umbrella organization, the Nigeria Union of Journalists, we've invited you here today to avail you of our genuine concerns with some happenings in the polity We can only remain and call ourselves Nigerians only on the premise of the fact that there is a country known and addressed as Nigeria. Taking a critical look at developments within the country, it does not require beating the drums for any discerning and critical mind to know, understand, and appreciate the need for an urgent appraisal to assist the country we so much cherish to stand stronger than its present situation. The Nigeria Union of Journalists, as a critical stakeholder in the Nigerian project, feels seriously concerned of the need for the government to quickly move more than ever before in addressing some critical areas of governance, such as the rampaging insecurity, education, healthcare delivery, spiraling inflation, scarcity of petroleum products, power, maintenance of law and order, the ongoing electioneering, respect for rule of law, food security, and of course, safety of journalists.
To analyze the story of News in the Week Review, with me here I have Mr. Gbemiga Olamikon. Mr. Gbemiga, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm going well, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, on our story so far, I would like to ask your view on the attack on Kuje prison, because it is expected or it is perceived that Nigeria is a federal country and such should not happen. So, sir, what do you have in place for this, sir?
Well, it's unfortunate that such happens at the federal capital territory, the base of government, the base of the president, where president is residing, and almost all the security outfits are in the federal capital territory. But unfortunately, the bandits, in quotes, of Boko Haram member, whether it's ISWAP or whichever name that they call themselves, that penetrated into the prison center. It's so unfortunate that such happens. From the look of things, for those that might have seen the visual, they came through the fence into the prison, created hole for themselves to a large extent, more than 3 feet or 4 feet, that can contain at least a sizable number of people, and they move in. Unfortunate thing was that the root part was close to the base of military. So the question is, were they there? I mean,
Yes,
the military
sir. Yes,
guys,
sir.
were they available as at the time, or they were not on ground as at the time of the attack? Because it seems they were not there. If they were there, was there any attack or the appraisal? Why do they allow them to move into that
prison,
level, to that particular place? And apart from that, on entering to that place, it was seen that the vehicles that were available that belongs to correctional center were the only ones attacked. The healers of military operators that were in that place, was the tire was just less, and they left. So they abandoned. They didn't touch anything related to the military. They only came for the correctional center services and attacked the place and went in to the entrance, used IED, I want to believe, bomb to open up the fence, the gate, and had find themselves in there. If you looked properly to the vehicle, one of the coaster bus that was outside, there are three iron things that seems strange right in the vehicle, and with that, you know that things were thrown into that place to cause the fire. All in all, if I'm right, there are 3 vehicles together at a place. 2, that's 5, coaster 6, and 1, 7. Total about 7 vehicles were set ablaze in that place, and yes, there was there were attempt to repel them, but I don't know whether we have any information related to maybe any of the attackers was killed in the process. I doubt.
Okay, yeah, report says they were killed actually.
Well, I don't know, but it's yet to be open. But feelers from the people living around said it was about 2 hours
2 hours operation.
of gun battle between the correctional service operators and the attackers. That was about 2 hours. And a video was seen recently, maybe a few hours ago, that shows that ISWAP were the one, and they claim that they are the one. And they brought out the video of the attack of the center, shouting Allah Akbar and others and other language that I may not understand. But that shows that if they had 2 hours operation to have moved out everyone that were locked in the cell in the prison out of that place without being disturbed, that tells that there is much things that we need to find out. One, it seems that there is collaboration, or whether we call it betrayal or what, I can't tell, but there is insider activities in it for them to have operated for 2 hours and moved from one cell to the other. How do they know precise place where their members were?
Okay, sir, very quickly, I would like to ask on this. Do you think that, why would they be able to pass? Why would they be able to penetrate when they have security agencies guiding the place?
Well,
so do you think there is, okay, I don't really want to be real about it, but do you think there is a correlation between these security agencies and these bandits, these attackers?
That was exactly what I said, that there is somebody or insider collaborator with the bandit. Somebody that is coming from outside. We don't know exactly which route to follow, and none of them miss their way. So there is tendency, there is somebody who knows much about the house, giving information to those that are coming from outside. You cannot keep something in your room, and somebody who is coming from outside, from Lagos, will enter the room and go straight to precise place where you kept your things and picked it without touching any other thing, without scattering every other thing in the room. You just came straight to the place and picked it and moved out of the room. That means somebody must have told whoever that was coming that you move this way, they follow their map. And remember, far down of entrance to the Kuje prison, there is a military checkpoint. Before you enter Kuje area, there is a military checkpoint. There is police command environment or a station not too far. So you can tell us that everything just happened and it was so simple, so easy. If you listen to people that are living around that place, they made that they were just praying that when they were moving, the sound, the movement on the floor, the movement that was coming to their hearing was like much people were moving. So if such happens, we have a long way
to go in the country.
We have a long way to go.
Okay, so on our other stories, NUJ has held a press conference where they addressed pressmen and expressed displeasure on the ongoing insecurity challenges and other social problems. So what do you also have on that part, safety?
Well, like the president said, journalists are not saved in this kind of environment to do the job. If you cast your mind back to what's happened to one of our colleagues in Maiduguri some time ago, while reporting attack on Boko Haram attack, he was caught by bullets. That's a cameraman with the Channels TV was caught by bullets. So in this kind of insecurity, journalists are not meant to hide themselves, except you are doing investigative journalism where you don't want to make yourself known. But in other side, you can't tell me that a cameraman should hide himself to get the job done.
But sir, these people have families.
Yes, you can tell me that a reporter just like you who want to interview me and you now begin to hide yourself. How are you going to do it? So journalists are not meant to be hidden in doing the job. They are meant to do it in open. And unfortunate thing is that in Nigeria here, people hardly understand that journalists are to be protected even in the times of crisis. In advanced country, when there is crisis, there is protest or whatsoever, the security outfit will not touch, or security personnel will never bother to touch on the a journalist who is doing his job. Neither will a journalist harm or disrupt activities of the security operators personnel while they are carrying out their function. But it's in this country that when such event is going on and journalists are trying to do their job, the security men will abandon their job and pounce on the journalists, and after come back to other things, which I want to believe that the heads of the security outfit will begin to educate their personnel while they're outside to avoid such unexpected events. But in a place where we have violence, bandits and others, bandit doesn't want to know who is the journalist, whether he's doing favor or not to the system, to the society. Everybody will be affected, and journalists will be too much affected in the times of a crisis of this nature. And that's why the NUJ president is quickly calling on government to move in and make sure that things will be in order. Journalists cannot hide themselves in doing the job. If I have a story and I want to get a reaction of yours, I need to call you. So you need to know me.
Yeah,
so I can hide. Journalists cannot hide, except those that are doing investigative journalism.
Okay. So on our final story today, we have a Nigerian philanthropist, Dr. Stella, who has commenced a free training for widows, youth, and anyone interested in acquiring a skill, so to help them start up their own, take care of themselves. And she said something that it is to also curtail the rate of crime and joblessness in the country. So do you think the government should support this kind of initiative, this kind of movement, sir?
Well, for whoever that decided to do that is a good job, should be commended. I commend the woman for doing that, if she's doing that with sincerity of mind. Good. Well, the government is having a lot at hand at this moment. If somebody should come up, remember, the higher institutions, universities, they are now in operation for close to 3 months to 4 months now. What do you expect those that are in the school and the university to do? If somebody is coming up to even help widows, to help less privileged, to train them, give them job. Remember, no more job in the system. Government is telling you that there is no work. So everybody is expected to create one thing or the other, to be independent, to make income for themselves. So I want to commend the woman who has decided to do such within this period, to remove some people from unemployment cycle, to give them job, and according to her, that she's going to establish them whoever that is perfect
by the end of the training,
after the training. So as I'm congratulating the people that may be fortunate to be part of it, I want to plead with the woman too to expand her hand, when at the same time I'm still calling on governments, whichever help they can give to the woman, so that she can continue. Not that tomorrow you hear that the environment is on a illegal environment, or the tax or that will pursue her out of the system, and she won't be able to do that. So I want to call on government. It's not by giving only money that government can do, but providing opportunities and environment to help her to move further.
Okay, so we have come to the end of today's News in the Week review. Stay connected next week as we'll bring to you more news, more facts as it is real. So I am Ojone Samson, and here with me I have
Bemiga Olamiko.
Okay, don't forget, this is GTV Africa, and stay tuned as I said. Bye for now.